during peak hours, speeds will slow to an average of just above 5 miles per hour. On our website, you can view a map of all of the locations detailed in the report and even see the speed, direction, and length of the most backed up places. While statistics show that the number of students going into sports has decreased because of concussions, there is still a way to keep playing and stay safe. While tariffs are affecting many industries across the globe, it hits close to home here in upstate New York, where dairy farmers are struggling to keep their farms alive. According to their report, the worst freight impacted area is the 10-mile stretch on the 60 freeway west of I-15. During afternoon peak hours, the average speed of traffic is only 20 miles per hour. So that 10-mile stretch takes you 30 minutes. It sits right behind this gate where it pumps about 3 gallons of black gold per day. In fact, here in Venice, there was a time when this looked like this. Be careful when it comes to applying for a car loan. For many, buying a car involves taking out a loan to finance the purchase. According to the latest available data from Experian, around 50% of both new and used cars purchased in the second quarter of last year were financed by loans. That's right, Parita. I'm standing on West Green Street right now, where yet another robbery has taken place. A delivery driver was assaulted around 11:30 p.m. by a man that approached him and asked for money and help. The two had gotten into an altercation after he had tried to steal the delivery driver's wallet.
And every day we're milking the cows, we're losing money.
New York is the leading agricultural producer in the United States. About 23% of the state's land is used by over 35,000 farms. With milk being New York's #1 commodity and milk prices dropping, tariffs are affecting farmers even more. The number of dairy farms has fallen 27% over the last decade. The oversupply of dairy and concerns about NAFTA are causing farmers to leave the dairy industry. While tariffs are affecting many industries across the globe, it hits close to home here in upstate New York, where dairy farmers are struggling to keep their farms alive. Steve Palladino owns Walnut Ridge Dairy Farm in Lansing, New York. His grandfather immigrated to the United States from Italy and taught him how to be a farmer. Now he's worried that his own farm won't survive.
If we aren't able to cut our costs more than what we've done, so we're making some kind of profit or at least breaking even, I would say we're not going to be here.
Retaliatory tariffs by China, Mexico, and Canada are minimally affecting consumers, as prices for dairy items will relatively remain the same. But for farmers, it's changing the way they do business. For example, New York farmers could ship ultra-filtered milk into Canada tariff-free up until early 2017. Now, Canada has added a 7th pricing class, which is affecting who is producing milk, how much they're producing, and how much farms will earn.
If our administration has ruined those relationships so they are able to go buy dairy products or agricultural products cheaper at other countries, and they establish a great relationship with that country, what would make them want to come back to the U.S.?
As for where the dairy industry is headed, it's uncertain what will happen in the future.
For farming in general, agriculture in general, we really need to see a change quickly, or we're not going to be around.
I didn't know how to say anything. I didn't know what words, how to spell, or how to say things backwards.
Participation has been decreasing in youth sports in the last decade. Fair Health reports that concussion diagnoses in children and young adults under the age of 22 rose 500% from 2010 to 2014.
The constant impact to your brain actually affects with your brain functions, and that's why it's something that we like to educate parents, because the constant impact is not typical for what the brain should be experiencing.
The effects of concussions can affect students in and out of the classroom. As safety concerns rise, many schools in the Southern Tier are working to teach new sports strategies and raise awareness about youth sports safety.
School, I had to go see my teachers and tell them you have to turn off the lights sometimes, you have to give me not so much homework, and I can't do stuff on the computer like a lot of the schools are doing now. And my social status, I couldn't be on my phone, couldn't be on TV or any technology or anything.
While statistics show that the number of students going into sports has decreased because of concussions, there is still a way to keep playing and stay safe.
Honestly, educate yourself. A lot of times I'm educating parents on how a concussion happens, and they really think that helmets prevent concussions, and helmets are actually built to prevent facial and skull fractures, not concussions.
A former corrections officer at the Tompkins County Jail has been sentenced 6 years probation for sexually abusing an inmate.
And a reminder that the city of Ithaca made parking changes on East Green Street for intercity buses that went in effect yesterday. These bus companies include Shortline Coach USA, New York Trailways, and the Greyhound. The 3 parking spaces in front of Tompkins County Public Library have been moved to Cayuga Street. TCAP buses will be able to stop in front of the library, while intercity buses will be able to stop in front of Urban Outfitters on East Green Street. Community service officers will be downtown to help direct drivers during peak times to help them adjust to the changes. And I'm Jaysha Patel. The debate took place earlier today, and many are tuning in to watch the two face off right now. Theodore Walton came to Ithaca as a filmmaker to shoot scenes of a typical college life at Cornell University. He then bought part of Stewart Park and turned it into a working motion picture studio from 1915 to 1920 with his brother. With the help of a new grant, the Friends of Stewart Park and the city of Ithaca are bringing the studio back to life. Our very own Grant Thompson went down to the building this week to check out the progress.